The moment my father screamed, "Get out, you lowlife," my world fractured. But I didn't flinch. My mother's eyes were glassy with judgment, disappointment written across every line of her face. They didn't know. They couldn't know. Not yet. I packed silently. I didn't argue. I didn't beg. I didn't even glance at them. The next morning, the Florida sun hit my new beach house like a spotlight. 3 weeks later, their voices were just echoes, and I was counting zeros on a balance sheet they'd never imagined. $20 million. My silent laughter was louder than any scream they'd thrown at me. I remember the first time I truly trusted them. I was 16, naive and hungry for approval. Dad ruffled my hair after school, telling me I'd make something of myself. Mom smiled, the kind of smile that made you believe in home, in family. I swallowed their praise like water when I was dying of thirst. I gave them my life, my loyalty, and when I stumbled, they were supposed to lift me up. Instead, they buried me. Betrayal doesn't arrive like a bomb. It drifts in slowly, imperceptibly, until one day it lands squarely on your chest. I started noticing it in small things, the way they rolled their eyes at my ideas, the sharpness in Dad's tone, the polite, distant nods from Mom when I spoke. I dismissed it at first. Maybe it was stress, I told myself. But then I found the messages, the ones they thought I'd never see. "He'll never amount to anything," Mom typed to her sister. "Waste of space," Dad had written on a sticky note I accidentally glimpsed. That was the moment clarity struck. I didn't cry. I didn't shout. I smiled. Calmly, deliberately, I began to plan. Every action, every word, every move was calculated. I didn't need to react. Their underestimation was my weapon. First, I secured my footing. I built a portfolio quietly, methodically, investing in tech startups no one thought would survive. I met the right people, attended the right meetings, and whispered the right lies at the right time. By the time I even hinted at success, it was already too late for them to influence me. They had cast me out as worthless. I became invaluable elsewhere. Next, I struck socially. Invitations to elite circles, gala dinners, charity boards, high-stakes meetings, all arrived unsolicited. Names they'd once scoffed at were now clamoring for me. I learned the delicious art of subtle reminders, a photo posted with a headline, a passing comment about a deal closed, a throwaway remark about my latest acquisition, each one strategically crafted to sink in slowly, to plant seeds of regret. Then came the financial play. I acquired shares in a company they had invested in, unknowingly selling to me at a discount. Every meeting they attended, every dinner they hosted, I was moving behind the curtain. They were blind, arrogant in their certainty that I was a failure. The confrontation was inevitable. I returned home not with fists, but with evidence of my victory. Dad's face went pale when I mentioned my Florida property, casually dropping figures that made his mouth dry. Mom's hands shook as I slid a quarterly report across the table, a document showing the company shares I now controlled, their market value surging because of my strategy. "Did you do all this?" Dad whispered. Fear, incredulity, and shame tangled together on his face. I didn't answer immediately. I let the silence stretch, let it gnaw at them, let them realize the depth of their misjudgment. Then, with a controlled smile, I said, "You called me trash. You kicked me out." I didn't argue. I just moved on. Mom couldn't meet my eyes. Dad swallowed hard. For the first time, they understood the consequences of underestimating me. I watched them unravel, not with malice, but with a quiet, delicious satisfaction. Walking away, the air smelled like salt and sunlight. The ocean roared softly below my balcony. I let the breeze carry away the last of their voices, their doubts, their ridicule. I didn't need to ruin them. Life had done that. My revenge wasn't messy. It was precise, calculated, irrefutable. I had outplayed them in a game they didn't even know existed. In the end, the real satisfaction wasn't the money or the shares or the beach house. It was the knowledge that I had transformed their contempt into my fuel, that I had turned betrayal into power, that their screams and scorn now echoed only in a house I no longer called home. And me? I'm finally free, unchained, untouchable.